All right, in case you are just joining us, it is the beginning of prediction week, the beginning of blood pressure rising, and us putting our names on coaches and players and rookies, what have you, throughout the whole week, playoff teams. We've done Offensive Rookie of the Year. We've got a lot of quarterbacks up there. We got Coaches of the Year, and the stories behind each of these Coach of the Year selections is really what sells the award at the end of the year. It is time, Peter, now for Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Defensive Rookie of the Year, and a curious Defensive Rookie class. What's interesting about this Defensive Rookie of the Year group is that it took until the 15th overall pick before a defensive player was even selected. There were 6 quarterbacks before a single defensive player was taken. There were a ton of wide receivers, offensive linemen as well. I am going to go with the first pick here of the draft that we're doing for the pick of who I think is going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. And my selection is someone who's playing right here in this city. I'm going with the 19th overall pick, Jared Verse.
Jared Verse.
Pass rusher.
I like him.
For the Los Angeles Rams.
I like
Jared
him.
Verse, who started off as an Albany Great Dane in college, played at Albany for 2 years, transferred to Florida State, where all he did in 22 and 23 was be a first-team All-American, a first-team All-ACC, and an absolute star for a Florida State Seminoles team that took the world by storm last year before their quarterback, Jordan Travis, got hurt. Jared Verse, an absolute beast. We're number 5 in college. I believe he's wearing number 8 with the Los Angeles Rams. Keep an eye out for him off the edge. We know the story with the Rams. Losing Aaron Donald is a huge deal. And then they just traded off Ernest Jones. Everyone's scratching their head. Why would you trade a 24-year-old starter? They feel really good about their defense. And with Chris Shula calling the shots, I've got rookie Jared Verse as the best first-year defensive player in the NFL.
You know what? That's a really good pick. I really like your pick with that one, especially that he's teamed up with his former college teammate.
Is that right? Is McVay fired up about it?
McVay is fired up about him.
Really?
Didn't even play him.
What a surprise.
Shocker.
Didn't even play him this preseason. He's holding him back. He's hiding him. He's hiding him.
He doesn't always get fired up about Jared. That's why, sometimes he does.
Fair.
Do you have a verse on Jared Verse, Peter? I heard you do.
That's a whole segment we're going to do in a couple weeks.
Great.
After he gets to a hot start.
All right, we'll do verses. Okay.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Peter's going to raise the roof, everybody.
Well, I think we all know to be the defensive rookie of the year, you have to make an immediate impact with a dominant performance. And I'm talking about a freak of nature who's about to dominate the NFL.
Wow.
Next level athlete with hand quickness and body control. I mean, this is like the quality that you have to have.
All right.
Now, this guy that I'm about to tell you can navigate a system, any system, and still be successful. My GPS takes me to Dallas Turner.
I like this.
The Vikings, new pass rusher.
Good.
Now, Dallas showed flashes in the preseason with a sack and some hurries and on about 20 snaps. With Brian Flores as the DC and Jonathan Grunnard coming over from the Texans with 12.5 sacks last season, he's set for a massive year. I mean, he could really, just coming off of third down pass rushes, he could really make a high impact. Defenses are going to have a hard time protecting and stopping both him, Jonathan, and Dallas. I think the Vikings have a history of developing elite pass rushers. I'm talking about John Randall. You'll appreciate that from back in the day. Keith Millard, Donnell Hunter, who they lost to the Texans, Everson Griffin. This is going to be a hell of a defensive lineman, and I think he could be Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I like it.
I'm into it.
Oh, Dallas.
I want to see some preseason Minnesota
turn
talk.
up.
It's good. All right, is it my turn?
Sure.
I'm asking our production booth, do we have that video? Because there was a crazy video that we ran. So, Akbar Bajabiamila has a different life than you and me. It's a different deal. Over the weekend, I was at a concert in Chicago, and I ran into Bears offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. The Bears coordinator. You want to see who Akbar ran into over the weekend and used the encounter to make content for our show? Just roll this casual video.
Kyle Brandt, I'm here with Mr. Angry Runner himself, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you agree that the Chargers should have Jim Harbaugh as Coach of the Year?
You know, I get hassled about things like that all the time.
Well, does he?
I think it is just unbelievable how forceful you are about this whole issue. So, of course, I have to agree with you. I mean, what the hell?
That's the best answer.
So it's so cool that you run into him. He's so cool he does the video. Yeah. He constantly has people coming up to him. Arnold, can you say hi to my friend? Can you say get to the chopper? Can you say it's not a tuna? You go up to the coach of the year. Yeah. Not even Arnold, who's your Super Bowl pick? Who's your MVP? Get it. It is so in the weeds. The coach of the year. Why that, of all things? It's what
My mind was thinking like a producer. My mind was thinking like a producer. I'm like, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be here. I got to do something for the show. All right, Arnold, you down? Yeah, I'm down. Just
roll that bleeping camera.
Just rolling. But he's such a pro. He was just rolling with it. He had his whole security detail. The detail let me inside of the bubble surrounded around him. It was pretty cool.
I like that he said, I get asked about this all the time. Do you, Arnold?
That question.
Do you think he gets asked a lot about Coach of the Year? All the time.
Chargers, do you believe? Yes, all the time.
Well, I mean, you got to think, because after he made the epic "Go Chargers, go," like, you know what I mean? Like, they would ask him about the Chargers.
Yeah, he might have thoughts on the Chargers.
He's hassled about it all the time.
The governor of California, right? I might think they're still in San Diego. Who knows what he thinks? I love he had that video. And listen, we joked about it, but, like, my defensive rookie of the year is Terrion Arnold. I love Terrion Arnold. He's fantastic. Listen, he is fantastic. Maybe first and foremost, it is. I didn't even ad-lib after I saw the video. You know about his personality. He's great, but he's an unbelievable All-American corner that they took in the first round from Alabama. I think the Lions' pass rush is going to be great, which means there are going to be a lot of interceptions to be had, and I think it's going to be an all-time speech. And you know what? Terrion Arnold might have a Super Bowl ring to go with it, too. Well, I'll just get into that later in the week. Might have one. Terrion Arnold.
Wow. What you got?
I wish I had Taylor Swift announcing my Defensive Rookie of the Year. I do not.
That'd be fun.
That would be really fun. And that's exactly what I would ask her to do on a video. No, I take you to the MAC. I take you to Toledo Rockets.
Yes.
And I take you to Quinyon Mitchell in the Philadelphia Eagles secondary. And I didn't know who my Defensive Rookie of the Year was going to be until this week, when the 53-man roster was set and Quinyon Mitchell changed his number from 30 to 27, a la Malcolm Jenkins, because I don't care who's worn 27 since then. Malcolm Jenkins with a 99-yard pick six of Tom Brady is one of his greatest memories. Malcolm Jenkins has been on the show, gave us his book. He's a great guy. Yeah. And now he looks, look at that. That looks right in an Eagles cornerback. Quinyon Mitchell, that is my Defensive Rookie of the Year. One of those really, really cool stories. Could have been in the transfer portal, could have gone to Alabama, didn't, stayed at Toledo, and still stayed a first-round draft pick to Philadelphia.
I like it. Round up, Peter, who'd you have again?
I had Jared Verse for the Rams.
Jared Verse. I have Terrion Arnold for the Lions.
Dallas Turner
for the Vikings.
Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell for them Birds. That's it. Somebody's going to get it right.